Chapter 5. The Ice Party. Saturday came black and star-pocked. The cul-de-sac glowed with tiki torches. People joked about the heat while hugging their own arms in the desert cool. Mr. Voss's backyard was staged like a slick commercial. Polished patio, built-in grill that never lit, coolers lined like coffins along the fence. He had the kind of smile that made you remember the teeth of things. He greeted me by name, then greeted Maya with a warmth that reached for her wrist. I glanced at the sliding glass door and saw my own reflection, pale and unslept. In the glass beside me, where he should have been, the night looked as if it had been touched up. He steered the crowd with a host's ease. No one noticed that he never crossed the threshold of any conversation. He made them cross to him. He told a story about old Vegas under new money, about houses pressed like stamps onto dust, about communities assembled in circles because it made people forget the straight lines that lead to the horizon. People laughed, mirth like sugar on a pill. When the ice ran low, he announced he had more inside. He held the door open and waited expectantly for a line of neighbors to pass before him. A funny thing about thresholds, they are doors that don't need locks. He made everyone cross first, arms full of frosted bags, dripping cubes singing to the deck. Maya squeezed my elbow and whispered, "Basement." I blinked. She pointed with her chin, toward a hallway off the kitchen, past a family portrait that didn't include him. I nodded. Some murders require witnesses, and some rescues require accomplices. I took the opportunity to be rude, ducked into the house, and slipped down the lit hallway until the light became the yellow of a hospital and the sound thickened into breathing. A door at the end was half open, and behind it the air felt like the inside of a storm cloud. I descended into a room too clean to be unfinished. A concrete square with a refrigerator-sized box humming in the center. It wasn't a freezer. It was a coffin for the living. A walk-in cooler rigged from industrial parts, insulated with layered foam, vents leading directly outside. A fine red dust ringed its base. My tongue decided it was the taste of iron before my brain decided it was not dust. Inside the cooler, there was a boy with his eyes open. Eli. The missing kid looked like a photograph that had been overexposed. Everything had been bled out, and what remained was contrast. He saw me and did not scream. He lifted a hand with slow grace and placed it against the glass. His breath fogged in the shape of someone else's mark. Please, he breathed, or maybe I imagined it. The hinges groaned when I pulled, and the groan sounded like repentance. The door stuck, then released. Cold washed over me. Eli stepped forward on uncertain feet, like he'd learned to stand in a different gravity. I slung his arm over my shoulder and climbed. Halfway up, the lights dimmed. The house inhaled. On the landing, Mr. Voss waited with his hands in his pockets. He looked disappointed, like a chef who finds a guest in his pantry. "TSK," he said, and the sound carried farther than the syllable should. He reached toward Eli without urgency, as if patience was his strongest muscle. I turned the UV floodlight on without aiming and shoved it forward like a talisman. Light exploded cold and purple-blue, painted Mr. Voss in a color that made him glitch, edges burning like film. He hissed, not theatrical, not animal. A sound the mouth makes when it has practiced being quiet for centuries. Maya grabbed Eli's other arm from the top of the stairs and yelled, "Run." We did. We barreled through a sliding door and out past human laughter, kneeling to silence. Behind us, he took one step into the night and stopped at a line of chalk no one remembered drawing there. The ice in the coolers cracked in sympathy. He smiled again and showed all his teeth like a set of white keys. "You can keep him for now," he said softly, "but the song is mine."